Okay, guys. So we completed question number 1 from the APM March 2024 mock. Now what I'll be doing is that I will be going about discussing another area, and that is now going to be question number 2. Question number 2 of the March 2024 mock examination. So question number 2 of the March 2024 mock examination, let's just see that what is this question all about. So it says the following exhibits available on the left hand side of the screen provide information relevant to the question, the company and its operational overview, the objectives of this company, evaluation of performance management systems, and then the performance data. What exactly are the requirements? Respond to the work as required by the CEO on the following areas. So you have to talk about the VFM measures, the value for money measures, importance of non-financial performance indicators for this company, management styles and their implications. I'm just copy. I'm just gonna copy the requirement of this question and will paste them onto the word processor. So I'm just gonna copy the requirements of this question and paste them onto the word processor. So this is one requirement about the VFM measures. The second requirement is about the importance of the non-financial performance indicators. The third requirement is gonna be about the management implications and so and so, so and so. Now let's just start off and let's just start discussing. So what I want you to do is that first of all, let's just go through this specific area of the question. Okay, it talks about the Excel Care is a compact primary care hospital. What's an hospital? Compact primary care hospital specializing in the treatment of minor injuries. Severe cases are redirected to nearby larger hospitals, while patients with minor injuries are admitted and await medical attention. So minor injuries is what their focus is. If there is something severe, it's to the next hospital nearby. Most patients exit EC after treatment and do not return unless required. In the event of treatment failure, readmission for additional care is needed. EC operates a not-for-profit public sector hospital, ensuring that patients do not bear any treatment costs. The hospital's entire funding is provided by the government through taxation. With a fixed annual budget allocation, EC is responsible for distributing its fund across. EC is responsible for distributing its fund across various activities encompassing doctors, salaries, pharmas, all other necessary expenses for the hospital operations. Now, what are the objectives of the EC? Can you just go through this area, please? to provide timely and high quality medical treatment access for patients, to demonstrate value for money using so and so, to advance an EC being a not for profit organization. Chief Executive is concerned about demonstrating VFM to stakeholders. For the VFM objective, CEO was taken charge recently wants you to identify one KPI for each of the three E's to evaluate whether value being delivered by EC based on performance data for EC and national averages. CEO also wants justification for the same. So you need to use the appendix 1. I'm just copying this. And I would say this is appendix number 1. Can you just try to solve this? That he wants you to identify one KPI for each of the three E's to evaluate whether the whether the value is being delivered on the basis of recent performance than national averages. CEO also wants justification for the same. So you have to identify one KPI, then you have to comment whether it is actually causing, it is actually giving some advantage, and then he wants to know, he wants you to justify them also. Now, can you just try to do some calculations? Economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. Economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. No, no, no. Okay, any calculations that you have done for the three E's, the economy, efficiency, and effectiveness? Okay, it says the number of doctors is this. The total doctor's salary is including overtime is this. Total doctor's salaries budget including overtime is this. Number of patients treated is this. Average staff satisfaction rating note number 2. Number of patients readmitted is this. National average for other public sector minor injuries hospital. Number 1, note number 1. Staff satisfaction rating was obtained by conducting a survey of all 25 doctors. A survey score of 100% represents totally satisfied, and a score of 0 represents totally unsatisfied. Now, see what happens is that. So, what you need to do is that you need to have the different KPIs for each one of them. So, when I talk about the KPIs for each one of them, the first thing is about the economy, efficiency, effectiveness. We just need to have one KPI. We don't need multiple KPIs. We just need to have one KPI. What do we need to have? We need to have only one KPI. Right? So what do we need to have? We need to have only one KPI. So what do you need to do? Like economy, cost per doctor, efficiency could be number of patients treated by our doctor. The third thing could be the effectiveness. Effectiveness is like one of them is a staff satisfaction rating, and number of patients readmitted. Now, let me just guide you this, that what is actually going to happen is that with respect to this economy, you've got EC, you've got national average. You've got EC and you've got national average. So EC is going to be 3.75 into 10 raised to power 6 divided by 25. And this is going to be 4.2 divided by 24. So the cost per doctor is EC is this, national average is this. Number of patients treated by a doctor is equivalent to 24,375 divided by 25 doctors. Here it is going to be number of patients readmitted. What would happen is that, okay, wait a bit. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Now, number of patients readmitted is 1830 and 300. Now see, we have got all this information in here. We've got all this information in here. Now, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna talk about all of this and we're gonna say, okay, let's see. How would you write down this answer, the 8 marks? For the economy, efficiency, effectiveness. What is economy? You will explain. How is the economy established? How is the performance of EC as compared to other organizations? Is EC delivering value of the in respect of the economy? You get my answer. So basically what would happen is that you would have to write down your answer this way. It's a 8-mark requirement and you can easily get 8 out of 8 in this specific type of a question. Why? Because it's a simple question to handle. It's a simple question to answer. You can easily get 8 marks out of the whole 8 marks. You get my point? Now see, so you would actually say, you would actually answer like this. The economy refers to the costs that are incurred to perform an activity or task. The major cost of the EC is doctors, and the best approach to establish economy is to calculate the cost per doctor. Cost per doctor of EC is 150,000 in comparison to the cost of 175,000 for the other hospitals. Since the cost per doctor for EC is lower, this suggests that EC is operating. This suggests EC is operating economically as compared to the other hospitals. You get my point? Yeah, do you get my point? How would you write down the answer for EC? This is the way to write down the answer. We could, but we have to. I mean, like since the economy is operating compared to other hospitals, However, the satisfaction rate of the customers is too low as compared to the other hospital, which suggests that it is that economy is at the expense of other aspects of value for money. Now, when we talk about the effectiveness, so what is going to happen with respect to effectiveness? The concept of effectiveness is going to be like this. When we talk about the effectiveness is, it refers, sorry, where is the efficiency? Did I write efficiency? I did not write. Okay, efficiency, sorry. Okay, efficiency refers to the utilization of the resources in the best possible manner. Albeit the efficiency refers to the utilization of the resources in the best possible manner. Efficiency refers to the utilization of the resources in the best possible manner. The efficiency could be measured by the number of patients treated by our doctor, since no other information is provided. Since no other information is provided, therefore, the only way to measure efficiency from the given data is to calculate patients treated by our doctor. Okay, now see. So what happens is that number of patients treated by our doctor at EC is greater than the number of patients treated at other hospitals. This is suggesting that they are utilizing the doctors well, but the lack, but the low satisfaction rating suggests that doctors are doing it at the expense of the quality of treatment. You get my point? And lastly, for the effectiveness, you would explain what is the objective of effectiveness? That entity is able to achieve the goal. Purpose is served. Purpose was to treat, was to cure. Readmissions suggest that work isn't up to the mark. What do readmissions suggest? That the work is not up to the mark. Readmissions are quite high. Hence, the overall cost reduction, pressures on doctor to get things done quickly is being reflected in the high, is being reflected in the high readmissions and lower satisfaction rating. If we conclude the performance, the EC seems not to be creating value for the stakeholders, as there is a trade-off that huge trade-off that they are getting for economy and efficiency. Okay, do you get it now? Okay, now let's move. So we will now move on to the next area, and that is basically another requirement, that was importance of non-financial performance indicators, and so on. So now, can you just try to solve this part of the question, please? Okay, it says there have been suggestions within the EC regarding the inadequacy of the hospital's performance measurement systems in evaluating goal attainment with insufficient emphasis on non-financial performance indicators. So there is an insufficient emphasis on the non-financial performance indicators. The CEO in this regard wants to understand why not-for-profit organization institutions are particularly important to measure the performance of not-for-profit organizations compared to the counterparts of the hospitals. Due to limited government funding, we cannot recruit more doctors. To reduce average waiting time during peak hours, we now refer more patients to the nearby methods as the performance data primarily focus on financial targets.